lately, does that matter?
Well, like I guess because of the way I'm taking what Hamp is trying to drive, this is my assumption, is there's this narrative that's out about the community. Then there's this narrative out about Black women, particularly, right?
Right.
And so we've all been Black our entire lives, and we've all had similar, if not different, experiences. So
Right.
that's why I asked the question: as a Black man, have you heard that you're different amongst people from the community? And what I'm driving with that is, how is that possible if we're more similar? Because I've
Right.
heard that, you've heard that, I'm pretty sure some other brothers have heard that carry themselves with a certain level of decorum, which would, in
Or
my
before you're a white preppy boy in a black man body.
yeah, which would further drive the potential narrative, not necessarily statistically, the narrative that there is a separation, that we have an expectation, or certain groups of us have expectations that interacting with us is supposed to sound and look a certain way.
This is rare. I ain't gonna front. I'm kind of at a loss. I'm all over the place. This whole topic and conversation, I'm trying to keep it together. I'm like, it's rough.
And I get that. I deal with that on the street. Cause when you have conversations outside, people tell me you don't think like everybody. I say, what do you mean I don't think like everybody? I always ask questions. I get into type of dialogue, and they ask me where I'm from. I say I'm from. So, oh, you from? So because I'm from here, doesn't mean I'm not part of them. Even though we look alike, we have the same skin color.
Yeah. Let me just say this to y'all. I love y'all first and foremost. Y'all ain't special.
And that's what I'm trying to. That's what I believe, and that's kind of why I was saying I don't know that it's means anything. The difference is right, exactly.
Hey,
I mean,
nigga,
am I
speak for
lost?
yourself. I'm motherfucking special, nigga. Fuck out of here. I'm special.
His name is Mr. Fantastic. That's why he's special.
I'm just saying, like, what y'all talk? The thing is, right? Yeah, it's a separation attempt, right? But that's the thing. Who the fuck? That's really what I'm talking about, True. It's like the white boy pat us on the head. Then we come to his defense. We standing from the white boy because we don't want nobody to get to him.
But I think
Or
you
do we
missed it.
pedestalize them because it's easy to fight the women, but when the white boys are saying it, we don't step up for that fight. We start to say, "What did he say that was wrong?" I'm like, huh? Same shit the woman said.
But I wasn't speaking from the vantage point of the white boy's opinion. I asked specifically, have you heard that from people within the community? And Aaron said yes. And
That's because Aaron is on the spectrum.
what's that mean?
Yeah, I'm arguably Asperger's. You see that? You see that moniker, Iceman? I have a very detached, very icy, very non-social disposition. Social cues are lost on me. I kind of don't give a fuck. I'm a psychopath with a moral compass.
Understandable. We're not trying to. Okay, I don't necessarily have that particular. I don't know if you would call it an ailment or diagnosis, but I've heard very similar things. I've heard very similar opinions. So you say I'm not special, Hamp. Love you too. Have to, eminently disagree, but
Why?
I'm trying. Well, because I'm trying to figure out, how is that possible? How is it that I'm living the same experience like yourself or someone who may look like me, and then I'm being separated? I'm not separating myself. I'm being separated. I'm
How?
being told.
Cousins here.
Does that make sense? How's that
Yes.
possible?
How? What are they telling you?
That I'm not like the rest, that you one of the good ones, that you ain't like the, just that. And it's like, what? I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm just living. I'm just existing.
Why? But let me say something to you. They don't know no better. They think because you have the vernacular that they agree with, that now you one of the good ones. You should be saying, "Hey, shut your fucking mouth. You don't get to determine who or what I am amongst my people."
Yeah.
You one of the good ones is fucking diabolical.
What they don't,
Look here.
yeah, that's
Look here, Walter.
nasty. What they don't know is True would not talk to that girl because she let her dog sleep in the bed. You know why? Because he a nigga just like niggas.
Facts.
Oh,
Come on,
God.
man. Don't do this. Come on.
Professor Trigger Mike, what are you gonna say about this?
Yeah,
Oh,
white
man.
people put raisins in their tater salad.
Oh
Who
man,
not eating that shit?
who eats that anyway? Like, who?
White people. The point.
Damn.
Yeah, they,
Come on,
yeah.
cousin.
Like,
Don't ever eat anything that's not store bought from the fucking potluck. Okay, it's with your white cohorts. Okay, especially
exactly.
if they coming there.
Only use
Don't
salt and
do not
pepper.
do it.
Watch
Don't
this.
do it. If
Watch
it
this.
ain't got a fucking
Do y'all?
Publix
If
or
you
Winn
got a
Dixie
bunch of
label or some shit, no.
real shit. If y'all got at work, they do a potluck. Do niggas eat that shit?
Hell
If
no.
it ain't got no label on
Can
it,
I
Exactly.
ask a question? Have you
Not
seen the
unless
Indian
everybody
potluck?
else is black. Like that's like literally we know that.
I eat the store bought shit,
Have you
like Fantastic said.
Yeah, you eat the
have you eat
cookies.
They'll
have you
get
seen
a
the Indian
caterer.
potluck?
They'll get a
Hey,
caterer.
Coach, have you seen the Indian potluck? You have no idea what that look like.
Yeah, we not doing none of that shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, and but true, that actually is my point. It's like, yo, when they say something, we give them credence, right? We give it more credibility. That's like a yo. It's like we see them. We had a panel. A white boy had joined. One of the brothers like, hey, y'all stop saying nigga. The fuck? They're like, what are you talking? No, nothing changed. You just a panelist.
You'll be called a nigga too.
Like it
I
just,
think
I just see it happening. You know what I mean?
I think that will speak to maybe not going back to the media thing.
Yeah.
Until we see more of us in more of a prominent position, maybe think tanks, maybe a black Elon Musk, maybe a black Steve Jobs, which will happen. I think that will start to change what you see as a automatic respect for the
It's
white.
happening, but not on this soil. It's on that's the problem.
That's just
And when
what
you're trying to grow
white
something here, they're trying to bring you down. Look at
Oh,
BET for the history of it.
come on, y'all. Like for real. True. You still
What up,
going.
y'all?
You going.
Can I ask y'all a question real quick? What's up, everybody?
Oh,
What's
Mike.
up, cousin? Been a while, cousin.
What up, cuz? What up, cuz? Just a question: are black people a monolith?
Yes. Oh, we should be.
So that's the best answer I've heard. Right? We should be. But when you ask the average black person, I think I've done it about 1,000 times. This show, they'll say no. So then, why, when there's a black person who's separate in thought, even a little bit divergent in thought, you attack for that?
Did you
Right?
explain the
What you
words
mean?
though? See, that's the
What
thing I'm saying.
That's a less about what I'm saying is this is what the show was, right? A motherfucker think he doing something because he agreed with the white boy. That's the part I take issue with.
Yeah.
He think, oh, I ventured off. I'm high, I'm up here because I agree. No, he wrong too.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like
What
that's
is-
my point. You know what I'm saying? About because Mike, I don't know if you missed it, but the women will say a thing, we'll correct that shit. The white boy will say a thing, we say, but is he wrong? That's the part that I can't. I'm trying to understand, right? We give it credibility. We want to hear them out. Why? Bullshit is bullshit.
Can we take it from this angle though, Hamp? Because
Okay, shit.
when you were saying what you were saying, most statistics are garnered from people who don't look like us, compiled in books and put in spaces to where we can reference it. So whether it's a white face or not, the knowledge compiled may come from a dominant society or something like that. We use those things to further our argument. What's the difference?
You're saying
Not
data
enough fact
and
checking.
information that has been compiled by a team that
By a
is
team.
going to be majority white just based on the percentages?
Yes.
Yeah,
What's
I'm
the-
saying you're saying that they took data, right?
Mhm.
Compiled by a team, right?
Mm.
Doing a study.
Mm.
I understand that, right? What I'm saying is this: the women will use it. We will make sure to pull it apart, tell them to shut up, whatever. The white boy come and use it. We doing this.
Gotcha.
I'm like, what the
feel you.
fuck? He don't
See,
got
I
no
told
mouth.
y'all that wasn't shit. That type of shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at. And then I had the white boy up here, not even with no women, right? Black men came up here and we had to fight them to get back to the white boy. We having a conversation about white violence, and they saying, "Why are we worried about that?" Because we having a conversation about everything that we have a conversation about, and at that time, we having a conversation about that. And all this isn't mutually exclusive. Raping women and molesting children is what we talking about, and it just so happens that they overrepresent overwhelmingly in these statistics. But we couldn't even have that conversation because it was too busy talking about people shooting each other in the hood when that wasn't a conversation. That's the part that I'm taking issue with.
Got it.
I definitely understand what you're putting down here, and
You was there, Mike.
I was like, I've been called that.
We had to fight you. We had to fight you that day.
Fuck out of here with that. But I had to.
I'm just saying.
No. I get what you're saying, and like I remember I told you, like I take these things like that you say, especially, and I'll go back and I'll sit with it because in the moment, everybody's gonna be reacting off what they believe to be true, and all I can tell you that I deducted from that situation is when I'm talking to black people, the people I grew up with, the people that understand the black experience, I take things personal quick. I know for a fact the white person don't even understand shit about the black experience. So it's almost as if you expect them to be saying something they heard. I'm talking to black people about what we mutually feel. That's the only reason, because I'm like, is he right? Do we apologize for white people and stand in their way? It's almost as if when they show up, you're not really a part of this conversation. So just say what you say. Now it goes back to an objective thing when they talk, but it's a personal thing when we talk to each other. That's the only thing that I could add to this conversation.
I see. I see. Like we don't care.
No,
as much when they say it.
You know what? No. It's almost like you use the woman thing. When I'm talking to a black woman, I date black women and I married a black woman and I made children with a black woman. Everything she say will aggravate me to the 10th, 15th, 100th power because it's personal. When a white dude comes and talks about the family, he talking about some other shit. Like, that's what I mean. So I get that. Like you will feel a complete shift in intensity when we're talking to the people that we identify with versus other people.
See, my shift is different, right? Mr. Fantastic can talk shit to me in a different level, right? Mm-hmm. But if we don't have a relationship, it'd be hard pressed for you to get that off in person without a level of it being like addressed or in a level of an escalation, right? Not even saying got to be like physical, but just like, yo, like I could talk about my brother. You can't talk about my brother. Like that's how I see things. So when outside entities come, I'm addressing those with full force. You get a little bit of like, let's say we fight and I slam you. I might, all right, nigga, chill. If I don't know you, it's dirt trails, church bells, and slow song, or vice versa, right? I could lose too. Like that's a part of it, So when I'm just thinking of it, it works different for me, right? Usually you get them up out the way and then we can keep having our conversation. But instead it happens like this shit. Mm-hmm. Like if somebody ever tell you one of the good ones, you got to go pull that mirror up and say, why the fuck he look at me like I'm a...
I legit ain't never been told that shit, and I might take it.
I think True was being hyperbolic, but that shit was...
Yeah, crazy. I was about to say, like, I get what you're saying. Like somebody make you feel like that.
From our own community. I wasn't referring to people that don't look like us. I'm saying from our own community. You telling me, Mike, that nobody in the community ever told you, but Mike, you different? Nobody's ever told you that?
Okay, no. If you now it makes sense. Absolutely.
That's what I was saying this whole time.
Mike is from New York.
It don't make no sense.
You get that a lot in New York among Nigerians. You don't sound like a black man. You sound like a fluffy white boy in a black man body.
I think you just uncovered it.
Yeah. I think you feel that divide by doing that.
I think you uncovered it, Hamp, when you said you could talk about my people, but they can't. I think black men get disappointed when women don't have that response to white people. I think maybe that's probably what it is. They're probably disappointed that women don't go to white people. You can't talk about my people, but I can. So it almost feels like to black men, they're joining the white people and talking shit about us. When we already expect white people to talk shit about us, but we don't expect our teammates to talk about us.
You know what?
I get expectation and allowing. That's my
there's
biggest
a difference. Yeah, for sure, right.
So yeah,
that's
you can talk that shit, but if you talking that shit in front of me, I'm gonna directly address it especially how I do to women, even more so because it's a man. That's how I be looking at shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a disconnect there. I think there's a disconnect on both ends, right? And I think you're 100% correct. I think that's something that we both have to get better at doing. And really, at the end of the day, it's both sides letting the white man off. Really, is what it's starting to look like.
And can I just add some perspective to that? I think once again, it just shows like we're looking for this type of unity that doesn't exist anywhere else. We use these conversations like as if white people are unified. White people call other white people trash. Remember that. They practice tribalism amongst themselves, and all we're noticing is that we have a bunch of tribes among black people and refuse to acknowledge it. The second, like I've watched some of the people. I mean, look at the women getting college degrees. They segregated themselves so much they call themselves black women. They don't even call themselves black people. They call themselves black women. They separated themselves from all black people. They think they're smarter than black men, but we want to act like we are all one unified structure of black. Come on,
I
man.
just did it again, man. You just did it again. You just did it
Do black
again.
men do the same? Is the question.
That's what I'm
We
saying.
don't. And we
Tribalism
don't.
is more prevalent than racism.
Oh my
It's
God.
Yeah,
natural. Everybody does it.
but Trigger Mike just made the point I made earlier, like before he got here. That's what I'm telling you. Black women make purposeful separation from within the group. There's no way we can be worried about, and I'm not saying don't address or don't talk to the white people for saying crazy shit. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is when we have that level of turmoil within, no matter what we say to the white man is irrelevant because we're so broken, with each other. So if I got the white man repeating the rhetoric and I know for a fact, yeah, tell them. And like I said, the clip I told you about where you got black women saying we just want them deleted. We don't want them to do anything. We get pride when the police gets rid of one of them and shit like that. Even though I know it is a very very small minority, that's extremely loud message. Let's just use this Hamp, like you said, Hamp. No matter, let's say we had a hundred pound grown white boy walk in the room and say hard R, right? Are you gonna treat him any fucking different than the 300-pound white boy that say hard R?
Hell yeah.
No.
No, the fuck I'm not.
Yeah, wait a
They
minute.
both
What'd
get
you
they
say?
both get in the business. No, see
Yeah,
Miss Williams, see
yeah. They both
see
get
missing it. That's what I'm Miss Williams, that's the point I'm saying. No, it should be the same level of fucking vitriol. And hey, you about to learn a serious motherfucking hard lesson regardless of who the motherfucker is. Right? I'm gonna approach you regardless with the same amount of force, regardless. You
You
know what I'm saying?
can't
It's not
apply
my fault that you're 100 pounds. Go ahead,
that.
Aaron, my bad.
But see, now here's where I understand what you're saying, but I don't know that you can apply that to your teammate because even though exactly what you said is correct, there's a very loud but very small minority that want nothing but for our downfall. I can't make the rest of the black women suffer for that. I can't lump
No,
them in with the 300 pounders or the one. I got to treat them differently. I got to segregate them from the piece of shit black women talking that shit. Whereas with the enemy, it don't matter if you're 100 pounds or 300 pounds, knife or a gun. I'm expecting you to oppose me. With black
Aaron,
women,
I
it's
agree.
you oppose me or you with me.
Aaron, I agree with that 10,000%, but that's not the point I was trying to make. The point I was trying to
Oh, my
make
bad.
is the fucked up shit being said is just as bad, no matter. It's egregious, it's extremely egregious, whether the person be small or whatever. So even if it's a small person in size and physical size, what he's saying across the board it's unacceptable. That's the scenario that I was trying to set up there as to where why do we have a group of black women that are even out here conversing with and pretty much game planning of how to fucking get rid of black men in the first place. When
But
again,
Traitors got to go.
y'all do realize y'all just proved y'all point, though.
No, I'm with you.
Y'all
Hang on,
proved y'all
traitors and
point, though.
saboteurs got to go. They got to suffer the worst death, right? Like I'm
and
with
this
that,
and this
but I'm
is what
saying the ones that sound like it,
I'm
but
with you.
that's not their intention. I think should be approached
No,
differently.
I got and what I'm saying is again, and this is what I don't, this is why I say this is very very important when we compare everything to compare it, right? There is no white version of this. There is no Asian version of this. There is no Arab version of this. There's no Indian version of this. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there is that. So that's what I'm saying, and I think because of the shield that's put around black women, and people really aren't aware of a lot of the extreme rhetoric that comes out. Oh man, this just some internet shit. Oh man, just it's not that serious. And oh man, you trying to cape for the white man. And no, it's really not. I mean, I full on understand just how some shit just is just, you know what I'm saying, intolerable. Like Hamp, you said this, right? Um, um, a person that's been accused of a sex crime against a child, they could never join your organization, correct? Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying, of course, I'm not saying that's on the same level, but I'm saying there needs to be principles set and understood to the point of where it should be vehemently fucking, you know what I'm saying, shouted down and fought against when it's discovered. And that's just not happening. It's
Shouldn't
being
we
allowed
shield?
to fester.
Shouldn't we shield the good ones from the fallout of that destructive response? Because I agree, they should be torn down off. You know what I mean, and buried. But the good ones, I think we should shield from that. Otherwise, you're gonna have nuclear fallout. It's gonna fuck them up too. And I think that's what's happening.
And that's what I'm saying. Actually, the good ones have to be the main one to combat it because, like I said, if a black
Oh, they
man
got
says,
okay. They got to separate themselves, is
yes,
what you're saying.
yes,
To
that's what I'm
help
saying.
me help you, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's where I'm not gonna say a lot, but the ones that know, and that's the thing that's missing. There isn't this protection and this defense force of the straight black man like it is of everybody else. The 99% of us, the 9 to 5, hardworking, law abiding, straight black man, okay, we don't got nobody motherfucking taking up for us but us. And that's the problem. And this is why men are starting to get to the point of where they're dejected. Because appreciation, y'all said it, is extremely, extremely important. Appreciation and acknowledgement of you just doing what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? It has to be some type of morale, bro. People don't understand how important morale is. So if you kill the morale and there's no morale behind it, well, of course you're going to see an increase of passport bros. Of course you're going to see an increase of black men marrying out, as we're clearly seeing now. But no one's going to care until the number is on par with Asian women or higher, and then it's too
Yeah,
late.
I see what you're saying, but and I agree, and that's what I was saying. I think that black men are hurt when there's disdain coming from within. But then I go back to Hamp's original point. If you're gonna punch somebody in the mouth for talking shit about you, especially from within, or a saboteur, you got to punch your enemy in the mouth for doing the same thing, rather than going, "Oh, I see what you're saying." Even if it's true or not, even if it is true, then you make that correction from within and say, "Yo, fellas, we fucking up." But you still got to punch the guy in the mouth that said it. Just like a woman talk shit. It's like, yo, whose team are you on? You out here trying to denigrate my image? Then fuck you too. We're gonna bury your ass, right? But you still gotta make the correction from within. Yo, fellas, we fucking up. We giving them ammunition to tarnish our image. That can be said, but at the same time, whoever weaponizes that got to get punched in the mouth, whether it's your enemy or a traitor. They got to be treated the same. And then protect your teammates, the women that are out here protecting us and give a shit about our image, just like the men that give a shit about our image. They're the ones that can get on board. They're the ones that can enjoy the comfort of our shielding. But if you're my enemy or a saboteur, you're getting shot at. And I don't miss.
Big Aaron, will you believe that the concept called Two Black America?
I never heard of that. What is that?
There was something that Mandel did a show on about a year or two ago, saying that there's a division within the black community, a term called Two Black America. You got those who are being considered white preppy, like me, True, you, and Sugar Mike, to the point whereby the brain drain have gone on for the past couple of years, almost a decade or two, where they take themselves out of that community and create a new community to separate themselves from that. That have been going on in the country for a very long time. It's just that people don't speak about it. That is the issue that even I myself, I was surprised they even have that existed. So imagine you don't think like everybody else. You're not what they call ghetto or you're called a bougie, whatever. You're very meticulous about how you conduct yourself. And because you don't fit the norm, you have to remove yourself from that environment. So that has been a thing that's been going on for a while.
Y'all listening to the wrong people, CBN. Who up and
I think
told you that
Mandrell,
who up and told you
You
that
know
you
who
white
Mandrell
preppy?
is?
Who up and
White
told you
preppy.
that you white preppy?
Well, this is the term they've been doing out here for a while. And this is New York
Who
City.
told
Check
you
out my
that though? Who told you that?
black people
Why?
that don't sound like them.
You
I
how do
don't
you sound?
act like them.
How do you think you sound? How do you think hold on, Miss Williams? How do you think you sound? How do you think you act? What gangster shit have you done? And then my
None
second
of
point is what gangster have 80% or 90% of black people done? See, that's the
and
other
that's
thing
what
that y'all misconstrue, right?
and
You
I've
ain't in
been
the streets. Hold on. You ain't in the streets, right? You
mm-hmm,
got moderate education,
mm-hmm.
just like the overwhelming majority of black people.
But the,
Overwhelming majority of us ain't doing crime. Overwhelming majority of us got moderate education. Overwhelming majority of us talk decently proper.
I don't
That's
know.
You
why it
I
ain't
was
feel like
hard for me
the
to
other
answer
you
side.
Truth's
just like
question.
everybody else. Trigger
That's
Mike
facts.
was at school smashing the hoes, throwing parties.
Yes, sir.
Same nigga as you. True had
True,
a
not
Barney Rubble. True had a Barney Rubble outfit with his little big head Latino girl. Same nigga as you.
I don't know him though. He
They
got a
ain't doing no gangster. Like, come
nah.
on.
Him.
90% of us is that. It's gonna be 90% of the community, and the niggas other everybody's gonna be in jail. That's
Him.
it. It's gonna be 100,000 of them in jail
You
every
that's
speaking the
week.
truth.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
speaking the
It's
truth,
not a
Him.
huge range. You heard?
that's why
Come
it
on,
was
man.
hard for me to answer Truth's question, and that's why I said it's unfortunate that that question even has to be asked. Exactly right, Ham. That's why I was like, I don't even know if it
Nah,
matters. It doesn't
so
give a
Hold
fuck.
on,
so
True. You dumped her, right?
Now, why would I go?
Oh, my bad. I thought you dumped her. I didn't mean to call her a big head. My bad. I thought you had got rid of her. My fault.
It's
That's why
all,
I said
it's
that.
all right.
nah,
Like,
but
My bad.
CBN. Hold on. CBN is speaking the
I ain't
truth.
seen her in no pictures. You know what I mean? I ain't, my fault.
Yeah, CBN is speaking the truth because he's speaking to the culture of anti-intellectualism. So it's like you speaking the actual truth, the facts, but it doesn't stop people from wanting to behave gangster. I think what we used to call it is down. People have this propensity to want to label people as other, even if it's their own people, right? So remember, we used to wear baggy shit, but the first people that started wearing tighter shit got labeled as other, right? So it's just something that people do. Within black people, especially, you ain't down, you talk white. If you reading a book on the bus, they're gonna slap that shit out your hand. Nigga, get your smart ass out of here. That's a part of the culture of anti-intellectualism, right? So they feed into
Are
that a
y'all
lot.
serious?
You saying the right shit. They not gangster for real. They've never done a crime. That doesn't stop them from behaving like they've done it or
Just
dressing
Now
like
because
they
here's
y'all
what I
part of
hate
people that
though.
do it.
Hold on, Mr. Williams. I got the memory of whatever's got better memory than the elephant. Whatever's better than that. CBN
Quantum
told me
computer.
he was boofing niggas. Pause. I don't know if y'all use that language. Like slamming niggas, beating niggas up. All time.
Mhm.
This nigga.
And I did
What?
that. No, here's the thing. I did that
Who
in high
labeled
school,
this
but
nigga
wasn't
as
here.
white preppy? That's what I'm saying. Like, stop it.
I was labeled white preppy here. Chica might know this thing about our culture. When you don't follow the parent rule, they send back to Nigeria, which I was in Nigeria, and ended up becoming that kind of person whereby I took my anger out on anybody. If you bully a friend of mine, I enjoy bullying the bully. That was the
He
thing.
was white preppy. Got it. Come on,
I was
son.
white preppy here because I didn't sound like everybody else. I wasn't sagging my pants. I wasn't abusing the girl, slapping the girl behind the. I wasn't doing none of that in high school here.
Abusing the
yo,
girls
But
is
because I
crazy.
got into a fight with a couple of students, my mom, my dad think I was getting out
I'm
of
just
hand,
saying,
even though I was
CBN,
defending
you don't gotta
myself.
explain it to me. I'm just telling
Now,
you how
I'm not
you
explaining.
explained
I'm
it the
just saying
first
what
time.
happened. I
But
had to be sent back.
No, but what I'm saying is you conveniently got all this context now. When you was telling us how you was beating niggas up, picking niggas
And
up
I
and putting them down,
was.
you didn't say all that.
And I'm going to lie about
All
that.
right then. So chill. That's all I'm saying. Like y'all just chill. Like with this bullshit. That's all I'm
Dude,
saying.
I was getting fight in high school pretending my peers because if a nerdy ass person stand up for a friend of his Who is
Yo,
nerdy?
yo,
He
yo,
gets
it's
gang
all
number.
good, baby. I'm just telling you what you told me. Now you adding the
And I'm
context. You can't
and I'm
do
at,
that now. It's too late. That's all I'm saying.
I did add the take content. You know, people would ask me the detailed question. Now
You're getting
remember that
busy
show.
on niggas.
I
That's
didn't
what
I
I'm
didn't
saying.
forget that show. I was
The,
asking me we
Okay.
were both the same way. We were not the same way.
the
I'm just
perfect
saying,
depiction
yo.
of this was Fresh Prince of Bel Air, Carlton.
Oh gosh.
Perfect depiction. That's an extreme caricature. We get it. But that was a clear divide. Willie from Philly, Carlton from Bel Air. That exists within the community. That's all I've been saying. And I think a couple of brothers have been saying the
I
same
think I
thing.
understand the stark and extreme example.
You say you don't understand it?
I do understand that. Yes, I
Okay.
understand.
And
I
it's
understand
worse
that.
for the boys too, because the girls get away with it. You could be smart.
Mhm.
You
But
see what I'm
now,
saying?
are you guys articulating the reason why you've become a white apologist?
No.
No, not me.
We're talking about
Kinda.
the clear what is misconstrued as white apology.
No.
Apology.
I'm saying the fact that it's construed in such a way, it's like, hey, black people have said, "Oh, nigga, you slapped that book." So now, when the white people say what they say, do what they do, you give it credibility because you didn't have the credibility in your own neighborhood, so to
Nah.
speak.
Well, I think it's
I'm not saying you,
misconstrued.
but the
Yeah.
macro.
I think it's misconstrued because
And you, maybe,
yeah,
but
I'm
just
saying I
thinking
think
through
it
it.
might be misconstrued as being a white apologist because you conduct yourself in a way that you actually agree with them. That's where I've noticed. If you actually agree with what the white person's saying, you're labeled a white apologist. No, nigga, I've read the books. Maybe I should slap him and be like, this ain't for you to say, but I agree with the shit. You see what I'm saying? Like that's when we are not a monolith, bro. And you see that not only do I come over here, I'm not playing contrarian. The difference with me is I actually believe this shit, and I never leave that square. I believe what the hell I'm saying, right? So that's what I will say is the difference. If you're a grifter that jumps from topic to topic, and today you feel like agreeing with black people because it's cool, then the white person come over here, that's a person that's a white apologist. I stand on my square since the day I came on YouTube. I've been on the same goddamn square.
Same here.
I'm not a white apologist.
Okay,
I
let me
mean,
get
though, I'm
Coach Ferg.
intimidated by white people in corporate America. Come too big. I don't smile too much, or I walk a certain way. Come on.
Yeah, like a nigga. Coach, wait, I'm not sure where y'all from. It was illegal to get beat up by a white boy where I'm from.
For sure. I slapped a plenty of white boys
That's
in my
true where
day.
y'all from.
Oh yeah.
You lose a fight to a
My
white boy.
brother Williams, no. He from Kentucky. He from Louisville. I grew up there. Last
But
time I was
then,
called a nigga by a
but
white boy
then,
was I slapped shit out of him. I'm sorry.
yeah. But then, when they come up on the panel, when they speak poorly against us, we support it. We almost promote it. We give it credibility, or we don't say shit to them when they get on the panel. From the Charlie Kirk shit we had to fight, when we had the Christian nationalists up here, we had to fight. Black men. That's where I'm getting the white apologist sentiment from. I'm saying that it just is. And I've seen women say the same things they say and will destroy the narrative instantly.
Yeah.
That's the part that give me cause for pause. That's what I'm trying to really understand. Why is it that we do that? Is
You know
because
what?
we white preppy in our minds or some weird shit like that?
I'm really thinking, like, as we sitting here, I'm really thinking, and I was actually going to use the Charlie Kirk situation as an example.
Talk your shit.
Because when he says some things like, y'all already know what my platform is about, right? I'm not pro man, I'm not pro woman, I'm pro family, right? So when Charlie Kirk says the black community is such that the black man is not in the household and you need more fathers in the household, then we play you played that clip, I think. Then the women on the panel will say, fuck out of here, this nigga don't got the right to speak on black stuff. And I agree, but then I can't go against anything that man said because he's just regurgitating what my core belief is. So it's almost like I don't know how. I'm not even apologize. What I'm saying, I have no idea how to respond to her without violating my own
I'm gonna
corporate.
tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
I don't know. I'm telling y'all, like,
I'm gonna tell you how you,
I
because
don't
I've
know.
seen, I heard you do it before. Well, Charlie, per the survey from women, black fathers were the most involved.
Yeah.
So are you considering that when you're saying what you say? When you really break down the numbers, although we have the out of wedlock statistic, in terms of fathers being involved in their kids' lives, when you do the actual math, 43% of black children don't have a father figure.
Mm-hmm.
So now we know it's the minority. So now that we know it's the minority, based on the stats from the CDC, there has to be other factors that you need to consider before speaking on a culture in which you don't understand.
Mm.
But see, but we when the white boys say, we just like, oh, what? Well, nah, but you see, why don't we just say everything like we say to, like, we got to say everything to black women, and we got to say everything to these white boys too, and whomever else got something to say, and to each other, to be honest.
I will always do that because you're right. I have done that before. When the
Mhm.
conversation remains factual, when
Mhm.
it remains factual, I can refute it with facts. I can go back at a Charlie Kirk. I can go back at a white person saying that with facts.
Mhm.
The issue is that when things become, I don't know what's the word, emotional, right?
Mhm.
Or we're like, do you have the social right? And it becomes about feelings. That, of course, that's usually what the women do, right? Why do you have the right? They're going to ignore the fact, and they're going to take the conversation in an emotional direction. And it's my fault. Honestly, it's our fault as men for even following them down that road. We need to go fact with fact. We usually get pulled in that direction where I don't have emotional conversations very well. I don't. I'm not capable of doing that. My level on Madden is 42 on that side. I'm 99 on the fact side.
I
So
know. And
yeah, I need to stay on the fact. No, I'm really I'm going
yeah,
back and
you
forth.
feel me, Mike? And we got to encompass the conversation. They say black men are the most violent. Well, Crowder, what do you consider violent? Would you consider raping a person violent? The majority, over everybody, says yes. Would you consider molesting a child violent? So those are separated out from violent crime statistics. If we include them, what happens to the number now? But who's conversing like this? We just taking that shit, pause. And that's what I'm saying about the men who got the voice and understanding. Are we keeping it tall, or we only keep it tall when it comes to talking to these women? And I'm not saying only, but I'm being hyperbolic to illustrate the point. Like I said, Mike, we were sparring the other day. I was late. So the two cats were sparring. And then I'm like, they Hamp, you go. I said, no, I'm good. But there was one dude, big diesel motherfucker. I didn't know him. He was just new. I'm like, Coach, when he going? Oh, he got the next one. I said, I'm going. I just want to see what the muscles is about. You heard? And I found out he was strong and he could box. So the first 2 rounds didn't go my way. It was 3 of that nigga in the ring. But I ain't go down. That 3rd round, I got my bearings because I ain't warm up at nothing, you know? I say I might have got the last round, but if it was a 3-round fight, I definitely lost. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to test my might. I ain't trying to beat up the 2 niggas I know. You know, like, you know, yeah. Like, share, subscribe, tell a